Alright guys, right now I'm gonna be ranking the 9 3DO games that I bought originally with the console, from my least favorite to my most favorite. Now, just as a quick disclaimer, of course, this is after spending some considerable amount of time with these games, but this is just my personal opinion. In my opinion, all of these games right here are good games, but of course it's just that I like some more than others based on how I like to play and just what kind of games I like to play and what I was expecting and stuff like that. So as you can see here at the top, if you know anything about 3DO games and you know that this is basically blasphemy, this is Return Fire here as my least favorite 3DO game. And oh boy, all right, let's just start from the beginning. All right, if you watch any 3DO video ever, and they talk about games, they will mention this game right here as one of, if not the best game on the system. All right, it's always games like this, Killing Time, Road Rash, Need for Speed. You might see some I don't know, Super Street Fighters is of course in there as well. Samurai Showdown would be in there as well, but you'll hear a select few, like 5 or 6 games mentioned in every single video of people talking about the system itself and of course the best 3DO games in general. All right, this game has been in every single list that I've seen so far, but for me personally, it's just not a fit for me because okay, so I booted it up, all right, and I was totally just expecting a simple shoot 'em up style, capture the flag kind of game, right? Because I'd watched multiple gameplay videos, I'd watched reviews about it of people praising it up and down, praising the music, praising the graphics, of course, for the time. So as for why it's my least favorite, it all comes down to the controls, all right? Because I like the graphics, I like the music, I like that aspect of it, and it felt like it really created like a certain unique vibe for the game. So that's why I really wanted to play it, because I just wanted to have some simple run and gun fun, some simple variety in my 3DO game library. But as soon as I boot this up, I chose my vehicle, and on literally like the first mission, which is just a tutorial mission, there are literally no enemies. You just have to pick a vehicle, drive to this building, blow it up, retrieve the flag, come back to your base, and mission over in like what, 1 minute, a minute and a half at most. But the second that I pressed this button, like the second that I pressed the controller to like actually start moving, I felt a complete ick. I felt disgusted. I felt revolted. This thing has tank controls, and yes, as you can see just from the color scheme here, I wish I had it complete in box, but I don't. As you can see from the camo here, it is like a military style, like shoot 'em up kind of game, right? There's like tanks and buggies and jeeps and stuff like that, helicopters even, right? You're just blowing stuff up and bringing it back, right? But yes, the game has tanks, but I was not expecting like actual tank controls. This thing, in my opinion, controls really, really badly, or at least it's a type of control scheme that I am not willing to give my time to learn in order to actually get good at this thing. As soon as I felt like that's just how I am with certain games, you could call it a skill issue, or oh well, maybe I'm lazy or something like that, but as soon as, like, if at the very beginning there is something that is this huge thing that I would have to get used to in order to play the game, this huge skill issue or this huge design choice that I'm just not used to, like, at all, and I have to get used to it in order to like the game, I'm just gonna put it down. I'm sorry. I just don't want to work that hard to have fun in this game, and and yeah, that's just it. Like I said, the graphics are good, the sound is good, music and stuff is good. I like the vibe of the game. I'm pretty sure, look, this is a good game, all right? It's just that it's just not a game for me. So that's just it. The controls just threw me out of it. So yeah, it was like, it it threw me off that bad to where now it is the least favorite in my 3DO game library, even though there are games here that are not as good as this game. All right, so just don't take my word for it. If you have a 3DO or you're interested in buying a 3DO, and you're willing to try and get used to those tank controls, maybe it's not as much of an issue for you as it was for me, and you can actually have some fun with this, so don't use my opinion to write this game off. But just to let you know, that is a big deal. If you're not used to tank controls, that is a huge thing that you will have to jump over in order to get used to it. So for my next game, my second least favorite, we have Slam & Jam 95 in my nice little cracked jewel case here. This was actually the reason why, well, actually the first reason I should say, why I wanted a Panasonic 3DO in the first place, because I looked at this game and it was so simple but also so exclusive. Like this is a 3DO exclusive game here, right? NBA Jam has been something that I've always been interested in trying. This is a similar style of game to that, not as fast paced, as NBA Jam, but similar, just a similar type of game. And I just I don't know why I was so fascinated by it, but looking back on it now, but it was just this simple basketball game that I just wanted to give a try, and in order to give it a try, I needed a 3DO, so that's why I bought a 3DO, which is why this one was a pretty big disappointment for me, man. And at this point, I'll admit that this one for me is just a skill issue. All right, this is a bare bones basketball game. There is nothing here besides just gameplay to keep you hooked. All right, there's just a basic exhibition mode. There's a basic career mode where you're just playing in a tournament to beat teams and win a trophy and stuff like that. There is no extra special thing about this game that makes it stand out from other basketball games. It's just a simple game, but I just I suck at this game, and for the life of me, I can't understand why I suck at Slam & Jam 95, because it is a very simple game. All right, it's just A to pass, B to shoot, C I'm pretty sure is to sprint or something like that. I've tried many a good amount of basketball games, and I just suck at every single one of them. All right, like 2K and Live, that they have more control schemes that you would have to practice and really get good at. But this is this isn't some hard to master game. There isn't anything really, of course you have to time your shots and stuff like that, but there isn't anything really that special to where you have to put into some serious time and efforts, which is why it just baffles me as to why I'm just not good at this game. So this one, just kind of Return Fire. It's a good game. I think it has good graphics and stuff like that. It's very basic, very simple, but it's a cheap one that you can get for the 3DO. I've heard some other people having some fun with it, so it can't be that hard to get into. It's just a skill issue. Again, just like Return Fire, I just suck at the game. Simple. This one is definitely gonna shock some people. Here we have my loose copy and my third least favorite 3DO game that I own, Super Street Fighter 2 Turbo. Super Street Fighter 2 Turbo is a good game for the 3DO. Again, just like Slam & Jam 95, just like Return Fire, it's a skill issue, bro. I have tried this game in so many forms. I actually emulated the 3DO version of this game on my laptop already, and I actually got a decent bit into the game. But for some reason, when having it here on the original hardware, I can't make it past Cammy. I can't make it past the first opponent in this game, even at normal speed, even on just regular difficulty. I can't make it past it, bro. The combinations and the just the moveset for this game is it's just not something that I'm good at. And honestly, again, probably coming down to laziness or something, it's just not something that I'm willing to put time into. Like some people literally just buy a 3DO just to have this version of Street Fighter 2 Turbo. But yeah, it's a skill issue, man. Right? Good game, great game. I'm sure, great version. I'm sure, but skill issue, man. I'm just not good at it, which is why it is this low. Like I said, these are all good games, I think. My fourth least favorite, Off-World Interceptor. This game is one that I was mixed on getting at first when I was thinking about which 3DO games I should get. All right, again, another loose copy, pretty good one too. This game, when I saw gameplay for it and stuff like that, yeah, nice, clean at the back, got a couple scratches, but it's fine. Anyway, when I saw gameplay for it, I fell for the graphics in this thing, man. I really like the graphics in this game, right? Plus the FMV has a certain charm to it that, always gets me every time. I don't know what it is about FMV, but when I do see it done in a certain way, it is, nostalgic and appealing to me in a certain type of way. But this game, it's a pretty good game in my opinion. I liked the graphics, I liked the sound design of it all. I like, okay. I ran into a problem with this game is with the level design and the pacing of the game in itself. All right, I don't like it is chaotic, and this was exactly what I was worried about when thinking about getting this game and watching gameplay videos and stuff like that about it. I just I don't know what it is, man. It is way too chaotic. There's too much stuff going on. There's lasers shooting at your car from all angles at all times. There's turrets and there's jets flying above you shooting at you. There's other cars that you're trying to shoot down, right? Because basically it's a very linear game. It's just passing through different levels in these worlds, because you're you're basically like a bounty hunter hunting down criminals, and the more people that you crash and burn and kill from your vehicle and stuff like that, the more money that you earn that you can use to buy power-ups to make your car stronger and buy extra lives, of course, and stuff like that, right? It's pretty simple, but it's got a good premise to it, got a good hook to it. Where it just falters for me is with the level design, man. There's just stuff coming to you from all angles. I don't understand how you're supposed to dodge necessarily, because there's always there's traps on the road, and just the level design, man. It's just so chaotic, and there's traps everywhere, and even down to the terrain that you drive on, right? It just doesn't feel completely right? You can feel the speed and stuff like that, but it's just it feels too cramped. Your field of vision feels way too cramped. The way how the camera is placed in this game, behind your car, it's weird. It's you're almost you're directly behind, looking at the back, standing looking at the back of the car, and it's this weird monster truck thing, and I don't know, man. Just the physics feel kind of off, the damage feels kind of off. The fact that there's so much stuff coming at you at all times, it has a the chaotic vibe is just not controlled enough to where it feels like I'm in complete control and I can actually dodge this stuff, and I can actually successfully complete these levels. It just doesn't feel like I have enough control of the vehicle, enough control of my situation to where I can I feel like I can actually do it. And yeah, it's just way too chaotic, so it proved my concerns right. But I did have a decent amount of fun. It is a playable game. It is it's a fun game, if you put in enough time in, you would be able to beat it. It's not a hard game necessarily. It's just something that you have to kind of get used to with all the chaos going on. So if that was more balanced, it would definitely be something that I would be going back to more frequently. But as is, it's just a decent, what's it called again? Demolition kind of car mayhem kind of game. All right, here is my, where are we at? Fifth game, and here we're actually moving into games that I actually kind of enjoy. Well, almost. John Madden football, man. I'm gonna be straight with you here. I don't know much about football, all right, but I really like the look of this game. With the FMV graphics of it. I really like the sound of it. I really like the feel of it, and I can actually see myself actually learning how to play football so that I can actually learn how to play this game. Because I don't, I played it for a while, but I did not understand anything. I got like a certain distance and just kind of stopped. But it's just a game that I like, man. Like, I just like the look and the feel of it. It's got a really nice vibe to it. And that's why it's this high above even games that I was actually able to play. Because I just liked it more. I can't think of a bad thing about it, actually. It's not, it's just football, really. Nothing much to it. It's just a good game of football. Not that I would know, since I know nothing about football, but I'm guessing that it is because it got good reviews. And even though I'm someone who does not know anything about football, well, mostly about football, I still found myself enjoying it because I just like the look and feel of it. So that's that. From one football to actual football. All right. Let's not get into that. All right, FIFA International Soccer, my sixth. This jewel case is messed up. It actually broke at the top there, but it's whatever. FIFA International Soccer. This game looked the worst on my screen because I don't have a CRT TV. I have a 32-inch LED TV, which is, pretty smallish, kind of small. So the games don't look that bad on my TV. Like, there are some guys out there with 3DOs and they play them on like these like freaking massive 64-inch, 65-inch smart TVs, expecting to have a good time, and sucks for them, I guess. FIFA International Soccer. This is a good game of football, bro. Really, really good game of football. And yeah, man, it's simple, but it's also a fun game. I really like the look and the sound and the feel of this game. Not, again, there's just not much to it, but it's just a good game of football for the little that I played. Simple controls. I like the look of it with the with the players being sprites, but the actual pitch and the environment and stuff being 3D. It has a really good look and a really good feel to it, and I see myself actually really enjoying this in the future. All right, it is a bit of a blurry mess on my TV, but even through that, I can see its greatness. So, good game of football here. If you're looking for sports games, this is probably the best that you're gonna get. This and John Madden football, of course, is the best that you're gonna get on the system, in my opinion. Now we're moving into the holy grail right here of games where I actually spent the most time with these ones and had a damn great time with these games. These are my top 3 3DO games right here. All right. At number 3, we have Samurai Showdown, bro. Now, this is a game that I wrote off at first. All right. It's a game that I kind of got just to kind of get it because I wanted more than one fighting game. Street Fighter 2 is the one that I tried first. That did not work out for me. I got absolutely demolished in that game. So I quickly moved on to Samurai Showdown here. Now, this game, if you plan on collecting, I definitely recommend that you get it, but please do not splurge because this thing is expensive, okay? This copy was, if I'm not mistaken, because it was a while ago that I got these, about $38, 38, like damn near $40 I spent on this loose copy, and it is not a good copy. It is pretty banged up, pretty nicked up. You probably can't see much there, but in person it's pretty scuffed. All right, not the worst, you know, like it looked exactly like the pictures, and you know, just looking at the pictures, I just saw that it wasn't that great of a copy, but I knew that it was gonna play, so that's why I bought it. Complete inbox, you are running yourself up at least $60, bro. At least $60. Like maybe you can find one for like 50, 55, but even then that is still expensive for a samurai shodown on your 3DO. I know some people complain about the loading in between levels, but the fights themselves last a good amount of time, and the loading isn't that bad, honestly. All right, at first I picked it up and kind of put it down when I sucked, but after putting in some time with it and learning the movesets and stuff like that, not gonna lie to you, bro, this is my favorite fighting game on the system. This is the best fighting game on the system, in my opinion, even above Super Street Fighter 2 Turbo. I know a lot of people talk about that game and stuff, and it is a great game, I'm sure, but just for me, this is the cream of the crop. This is where it's really at. This is more my style of fighting game. It's very methodical. Fights can last, you know, minutes, or they can last seconds, because it's all about seeing through the cracks and really feeling out your opponents to find their strengths and weaknesses, and really to you know, maximize your windows and of like countering their moves and blocking at the right times and stuff. So yeah, there's some thought that goes into this, but it's not too hard. I made it a decent way into it. All right, I'm the guy who spits the acid in that dungeon, like that deep dark, bro. I love that level. I cannot remember his name at all, but I love that level. It was such a good time playing that, bro. Even though he killed me, bro, like it had so much character. It was such a tense fight. You know, I got some good licks in myself, but in the end he prevailed. But you know, it was still such a good time playing with this game. You know, it's definitely one that I see myself going back to, you know, in the future. Now, my number two favorite game on the 3DO, Escape from Monster Manor. Whew, I love this game. All right, first of all, because it is the only I'm so ashamed to say this, it is the only first person shooter that I'm actually good at. This is all in Japanese, by the way, but still a really good, and it's pretty good in like calling stuff. It's a very simple horror themed first person shooter game. If you're at all interested in that, the first thing, you know, scratch that. Even if you're not interested, check this game out, bro. It is such a good game, bro. It's just basically you have to collect pieces of this artifact in order to, I'm not exactly sure, but you have to collect pieces of this artifact, and as the title would suggest, escape from Monster Manor. Yeah, I love the vibe of this game. I love the sound design. Even though this is the Japanese version, you can't, there's an option in the menu to play the English version, so that's not a problem at all. If you see a Japanese version for cheaper and you want to buy it, but you're scared that it's going to be in Japanese, all of the voice acting is in English, and you can change the language like right from the get-go. Just you would just have to translate the option, because the option to change it to English is in Japanese. So yeah, a really cool vibe, a really cool horror vibe. It's not an actually scary game, but it's horror in theme only. It's not actually scary. I've seen some people bash the controls and the pacing, and the controls is something that you're gonna have to get used to. Yeah, it's a very simple horror game. You know, you get in there, you find the exit, you find the artifact, you find keys to open doors, you find like power-ups and stuff like that, health, stuff like that. You shoot the monsters, you know, escape the manor. And as simple as it is, bro, it has a really cool vibe to it. It has a very nice sound design to it. It is a really good horror themed first person shooter. Do not write it off because it's simple. Please, if you have a 3DO, or if you're considering into getting a 3DO, this is definitely one that you should pick up, bro. So yeah, I was explaining the movement. You just go forward, like this literally carries you forward. So if you want to like turn a corner, you'll have to go forward, and then like, you know, it's weird. It's like you're gonna have to like turn like this, like you'll have to like turn it. So yeah, it's basically like tank controls, but like different tank controls. You know, like you're gonna have to like turn, like do each movement separately. Like you can't like, you know, like position yourself to like walk and turn a corner necessarily. Like you have to like stop and kind of position yourself to do that. So yeah, it took a little bit of getting used to, but it was pretty easy to get used to, right? So you collect these like diamonds and stuff, and this is the artifact piece that you collect. This is the key that you use to open different doors and stuff. So wait, is this upside down? Wow, I have it upside down. Wow, okay. But yeah, really good game. I cannot recommend it enough. All right, at all. It is a damn good game. Very simple, but also damn good, and I highly recommend it. I cannot recommend it enough. It is the perfect first-person shooter for me because it is simple and stuff, but you know, it's also not a hard game, you know, but it's only hard once you get swarmed by enemies and stuff, but that's not even really a problem. So yeah, really good manual, really good game. So, and a pretty cheap one to pick up when I last checked, that is. So yeah, really good first person shooter that I think is worth your time. Damn good game. Okay, you see her down there, I see her down there. This one needs no introductions. If you see any 3DO list and it doesn't have Road Rash on it, leave that video immediately, leave that article immediately, because they do not know what they are talking about. They do not know what they are missing. This is the best 3DO game of all time. I have not played half of them, but I am convinced fully that this is the best 3DO game of all time. Again, another Japanese version. I wish I had gotten the English version, but this one was the best condition that I could find. Plus, you know, it's way cheaper than even the loose disc Road Rash games. You know, so yeah, this is an absolutely amazing game. It has its problems, but no other game has ever made me feel the sense of speed that I feel when I play this game. The sense of speed, once you hit your rhythm in this, once you understand how to like, you know, like perceive the traffic and stuff like that, and really like, you know your way around the course, know your way around these corners and stuff like that, bro. Like you and you just start flying through, gliding through these streets. It is an amazing feeling. It is like, this is like this is, you know, this is like the second best racing game that I've ever played, because nothing is better than Flat Out 2, but this is a damn close second, maybe even just as good. You know, it's not a perfect game. The controls are a bit wonky. The physics aren't all the way there. Collision isn't all the way there. You know, there's rubber banding, of course. And once you get past level 2, oh boy, it gets hard, because there's only about 6 or 7 tracks on this thing, but the way how they keep it going is that there's various levels. Level 1 is just, you know, point A to point B, but with each level the tracks get longer and the bikes get faster and the traffic gets more realistic, more denser, I should say, because oh boy, like the track, because right now I'm on level 4. I barely made it through level 3. I'm at level 4, and oh boy, it is damn near impossible to get things going, because you have a fast enough bike, but the problem becomes like slowing down for those corners and watching out for the traffic, because it gets pretty dense and pretty like damn near unfair once you get to level 4. But regardless, man, this is This is the second, like, damn near the best time that I've had in any racing game ever. Like the sense of speed. Oh, also, next problem that I forgot to mention is the frame rate can get choppy. All right, that's a problem that you'll run into with some 3DO games. Is the frame rate just isn't fully clocked in. But and this one, especially when there's a bunch of racers on screen and when the tracks are transitioning, and there's more like graphics on screen and stuff like that, and more stuff moving at the same time, like with traffic and stuff, it can get choppy, but it is damn good, bro. Like, just like see these like cartoony, like big head graphics and stuff like that, man. Like, it is such a good game, bro. Like, it like just I don't know, man. I don't know how to describe it, because it is so much fun. It is such a great time. It is such a phenomenal time playing this game. All right, I've actually never tried the first person mode, honestly. I only do it like this here, but anyway, yeah, like once you like glide over those hills and you're like damn near flying through the air, it is majestic. It is amazing. It is such a fun time. Very simple, very simple characters and characteristics and stuff like that, but yeah, it is so much fun. It is so much fun with this game. I cannot praise it enough. I cannot recommend it enough. If you can only get one game for the Panasonic 3DO, get Road Rash, bro. You will not regret it. It is everything, bro. It is such an amazing time playing this game, bro. There were days when I would play nothing else, no 360, no other 3DO games, just Road Rash, bro, because it is such a damn good time, bro. You know what I'm saying? Just the only thing I've got to tell you is just to be careful buying your bikes, because you really have to choose the right balance between handling and speed. That's a problem that I ran into, and a mistake that I made early on. And I would also implore you to find the English version if you can. I know it's kind of expensive, but I would recommend that over the Japanese version, unless you speak Japanese, of course. But yeah, find the English version, because this game is in all English. Even though it is the Japanese version, it is in all English, aside from the most important part of the game where you have to actually read, in my opinion, and that is when you're at the shop and you have to buy a new bike, right? Because you get started off with a basic bike. I'm not sure if you choose your bike at the start. I can't remember that, but yeah, you get started off with a basic bike, and then you have, as the levels get harder and the other guys' bikes get faster, you have to buy a new bike. So when you go to the shop is in all Japanese, and that created a problem for me. I literally had to point my phone to the screen and like translate Japanese off the screen, which was a bit rough, because there's a lot of text on there, but I got through it. It's not the biggest problem. So, but yeah, that's it. That is my ranking of 3DO games. And again, bro, these are all great games. These are all really great titles that I recommend you include into your own 3DO library. It's just that some of them are just not for me. Like these three right here are the ones that I spent most of my time with, and that I highly recommend that you get into. But everything else as well is also great fun, is also a really great time that wouldn't necessarily be a waste of your money, as long as you actually want to play them. So yeah, that's about it. That's my ranking of all 9 of my 3DO games. Get Road Rash, get Escape from Monster Hunter, get Samurai Showdown. Everything else is good as well. So yeah, that's about it.